Welcome. Today we're just doing a quick introduction to 3D solids. So what is 3D? 3D stands for three-dimensional, meaning that you can measure the object's height, length, and width, 3 different dimensions. Now there are lots of different kinds of 3D solids, but we'll be focusing on 2 types, polyhedron and circle-based solids. Now the polyhedra, are called plane shapes because all of their sides are flat planes. So like a cube would be a plane shape, a pyramid like this would be a plane shape. Even this dodecahedron is a plane shape because all of those sides are flat. Then there are circle-based shapes, which sometimes have flat sides, but it's always 2 or less, at least the ones that we're going to be focusing on through this playlist. So there's a cylinder. While you can see the one circle, flat circle on top, there's also one on the bottom. Imagine a soup can. There's a cone, so there's a flat circle at the bottom. But then a sphere, it's still a circle-based 3D solid, but it has no flat sides. It's all curve. Now, when we look at parts of three-dimensional solids, if it has a flat side at all, we can call that a base. So the base of the cube, we can imagine the base of the pyramid, even though we couldn't really see it the way it was drawn. The cylinder, the cone both have bases, even the dodecahedron. Now, any of those could be called the base, but it has a base. And how we use those bases differs based on the type of shape that we have. Now, if we look at just the polyhedron on the side here, there are additional flat sides, and we call those faces. The sharp corners on any of these shapes are called vertices. So the polyhedra, of course, have vertices, but the cone does too. It's got a sharp corner there. And 2 vertices, all those little red dots, when they're connected, we call those edges. So here's our shapes that have at least 2 vertices, and we connect them with the edges. Now, things that we care about with 3D solids and things that we will practice calculating as we work through this playlist. Surface area. Now, when we say surface, these surfaces can be flat, like the sides of the polyhedra, or they can be curved, like the wall of the cylinder or even the outside of the sphere. Surface area is when we combine the area of all the surfaces on a figure. Now, surface area is a square unit measure, just like plane area, like square inches or square miles. Since we're just adding up the areas, it's just a total area. It's in the same units as regular old area. The surface area just implies that we're adding up all of them. Now, volume represents how much space is inside the shape. So, for example, if you were going to fill it, how much water or sand could it hold? You may have had a science class where you measure the volume of something by seeing how much water it displaces. And that's basically measuring how much material is inside of it. And that's what volume is. And volume can be measured in lots of different ways, actually, but what we'll be focusing on is cubic units, like cubic inches or cubic centimeters. So that's it for our introduction to three-dimensional solids. Thank you, and I will see you next time.